and races takes place. It's competitive tune-up time. Too eager. Tony Schmies heats it up, wins with a 5-second margin. Molterer drives us right off the slope. The Kitzbühel Ski School has more than 100 ski teachers and is one of the 3 big ones in Europe. The turnover in the perennial snowplow class is tremendous. Nearly half of the pupils, some 15 classes of them, specialize in this daring maneuver, and all dream of the day when they too will do a la Pravda, Molterer, Schneider, etc. For the real thing, we have to travel a mile or so up. It's not an original idea. Hundreds have the same notion. But tramways being what they are, few are elected to arrive before lunch. We know the janitor and have to wait only 2 hours. The ride up is one of majestic beauty for some, while the snowplow graduates only worry about things to come. Atop this plateau, a combination of ski lifts, known as the ski circus, serves the still higher country and provides innumerable runs. The shorter ones finish here at the 4,500-foot level, while the longer ones, measuring from 3 to 4 miles, drop down into neighboring villages, where train service brings the skifarer back to Kitzbühel, either for cocktails, another ski school session, or the doctor, as the case may be. This is known as Ehrenbach Heights, a suburban community some 3,000 feet above Kitzbühel, consisting of a few privately owned chalets and a hotel with accommodations for 100 people. It's here that most of the long runs start. A T-bar lift gets us to the 6,000-foot Steinbergkogel, the highest point of the ski circus. Known as the Three Musketeers and the most powerful ski club trio of Europe, Andreas Molterer, Christian Pravda, and Fritz Huber continuously bring new laurels to Kitzbühel. From this vantage point, we look once more about us and say, so long, Kitzbühel. We'll be back someday. Soon, we hope. Yes, we too are amazed. Expecting a typical Austrian ski village with picturesque inns and charming chalets, we find skyscrapers in the Alps, a fully grown city surrounded by towering mountains. Incongruous as it may seem, this is Austria's newest addition to its roster of famous ski resorts. This is Badgastein. Built on several levels in a horseshoe pattern, a gigantic amphitheater in a dramatic setting, this ski city has a character all its own, a mixture of 20th century daring and Victorian grandeur. Some of its street names recall such royal regulars as Emperor Wilhelm, Empress Elizabeth, and King Carol, besides a host of famous servants of the arts. For Badgastein has a summer tradition dating way back. Time hasn't completely erased the atmosphere of that period, and wherever we look, we are reminded of those bygone days. This youngest of Austrian ski resorts is big in every way. It has better than 100 hotels and inns, a gambling casino, 3 chairlifts, and an aerial cable tramway. Heavy snowfalls, exciting runs, or speedy uphill transportation have given other ski resorts their claim to fame. But unbelievable as it may sound, water is Badgastein's symbol of success. Its trademark and one of its most eye-catching landmarks is a river. Starting high in the cliffs, it thunders down the staggered levels through the center of the city. Not only is it beautiful to see, but the radioactive water which is pumped into each hotel is alleged to have exceptional healing powers. Sore muscles, rheumatism, even old age are benefited by a daily ducking. Old skiers who bathe in these springs of eternal youth just never fade away. Looks like ski lifts will become more crowded than ever. Badgastein officially opened its doors to skiers just a few years ago in 1945. In this short span of time, it has established itself convincingly in the eyes of both the recreational and competitive skier. Not only is one of Europe's leading ski resorts, but the one and only ski spa. Pravda. Shiharu and Hisashi of Japan, Hyder of Austria, and many others from France, Norway, Switzerland, and the United States. The clouds hang low the day of the race. There's a tricky flat light over the entire course. After the first run in the girls' slalom, the leaders are Buchner of Germany. In second place, Bermond Tournier of France. Andy Lawrence is third. Jeanette Burr fourth, and Dagmar Rome fifth. Bermond Tournier tries hard in the second run, but she can't repeat her previous time. Jeanette Burr does fine. No doubt she feels the tension, for her second run is just enough slower to throw her out of the winning circle. Olympic champion Andy Lawrence presses hard in her own steady manner and succeeds in adding a 51.8 to her previous 51.5. This puts her in the lead. The Aspen FIS champ, Dagmar Rome, has the Austrians on tenterhooks. She cuts the flags close, but somewhere along the line, part of a second ticks by and puts her in third position. Here is Buchner of Germany. Her 51.1 first run was the fastest of the day. This trip, she's over 52 and lands in second position with Andy Lawrence, the winner. Forerunning the men's slalom is ex-world champ Maestro Anton Celos, originator and foremost exponent of parallel skiing. Right away, competition is intense. Christian Pravda sets a sizzling pace. Practically ignoring the flags, he whistles through the 40 gates in 44.4 seconds. Norway's Stein Eriksen knows that everybody is after his skin, but trying to catch this lad looks hopeless. That is until after the last gate, 50 feet before the finish, when the impossible happens. Stein hits the dust, loses plenty of seconds, and still clocks it at 46.2. Ottmar Schneider skis it fast and cleverly to within 0.2 of a second of Pravda's time. With no apparent strain, world champ Zeno Colò does it in 45.1. Yugoslavia's Tine Müller runs into trouble. And Hyder of Austria proves himself the perfect host. Bussmann of Switzerland looks strong and steady and stays within the winner's circle. Brooks Dodge is the fastest American. Norway's Guttorm Berg puts on an excellent run and comes close to the top trio. Tony Spies handles the combination of gates improbably close to the fall line. Taking a calculated risk all the way, he finishes in 43.5, 0.9 of a second ahead of best time Pravda. Igaya Shiharu of Japan displays remarkable agility and technical skill. Bill Beck, USA, slightly misjudges the flush and can't regain the time lost. Egon Scherf doesn't miss a flag. Ex-Olympic champion O'Reilly skis in his typical rubber-legged rhythm. This is Hisashi of Japan. He and Agaya are Asia's most prominent skiers. Jack Reddish catches a ski tip and ruins his good beginning. Norway's Nergård reminds us of Eriksen. Buick is too late with the brakes. Robinson looks good. Nagel handles the flush well. Then he turns a bit late. Among the Americans, he had the second best time. Dave Lawrence is late for the turn. So is Vern Goodwin. He tries to correct it, overturns and lowers the boom. Within fractions of seconds, the leaders now are Spies, Pravda, Schneider, Colò, Busman, and Eriksen. The course is altered for the second run. The spectators await the slalom battle of the season. Can Spies duplicate his performance, or will Pravda out-parallel him? What about Schneider, Colò, Eriksen? The situation is loaded like a soap opera. Here comes Pravda with the partial answer. Watch him tip that flag and recover. His time, 44.6. Eriksen wants to erase his fall and be best time Stein. He drives like mad. His timing is terrific. He clips better than a second off Pravda for a 43.5. Here's Schneider, intent on Schneidering everybody. A faultless run, and he evens Eriksen with a 43.5. Colò is plenty nervous and shows it. As good as he is, today he hasn't a chance. Now it's up to little Tony Spies. He has a 1 second credit, the time it takes to say 21. There are 40 gates and 40 ways to lose a second, but Tony does it in 44.2. With 0.6 of a second to spare, he is the winner. Schneider, 0.7 of a second later, takes second place, Pravda third, and Eriksen, in spite of his fall, fourth. This is the hottest slalom we've ever seen. Now let's visit the Stubnerkogel across the valley. A higher mountain with a vast area of diversified trails and above timberline skiing. This aerial tramway is different. It is not the standard one car up and one car down construction seen everywhere. This setup consists of a number of cars, or gondolas, which may be snapped onto the cable as traffic demands. These gondolas are parked in the station where the customers get aboard, 4 to a cabin. Then an attendant pushes the conveyance down a ramp, at the end of which it makes contact with the ever-moving carrying cable. As many as 48 of these aluminum buckets may be dangling in the air at one time, like a giant toy on a make-believe mountain. On a Sunday morning, the base station is an active place. Gondolas already in the air, others returning to the station for reloading. Still more coming off the siding and being put into circulation. It keeps the cameraman ducking. Now it's our turn. All aboard, and we're off. At the halfway station, the passengers may get off or proceed to the top. It's a simple matter to shove the car onto the upper cable, and we're on our way again. At the summit, 7,000 feet up, the scenery is spectacular. Practically as many non-skiers as skiers come here to admire the wonders of mountains and snow. This is one place where we are virtually surrounded by peaks, a full 360-degree circle of them. Now for a little skiing in the company of Friedel Wolfgang and some local talent. Wolfgang, a former member of the Austrian FIS team, is head of the downhill day dawns cloudy, windy, and cold. Nothing in a skier's life can quite equal the nervous tension he experiences at the start of a big downhill race. Add to it a narrow, twisty, extremely steep, hard-to-memorize course, plus a flat, misleading light. The sum total really breeds butterflies. These faces of some of the world's foremost downhill demons give an inkling of the drama and hazards to come. Courage, not foolhardy, but acquired and disciplined courage. Top physical condition achieved through lengthy and careful training, a clear, analytical mind, a desire for speed, great speed. These are the requisites for downhill champions. Yet in spite of these attributes, few are the men who can boast of a good night's sleep before the big race. All this for what, asked the non-skier? For the thrill and the sense of accomplishment, and in more cases than we think, for self-conquest. Skiing is one of the very few sports left wherein even professionalism is not based upon material gain, but on love of the sport, the snow, and the mountains. 2 miles later, 2/3 of the way down with spurts over 60 miles an hour and a steady average of 50, they come through a narrow passage into a 35-degree drop, a familiar characteristic of the course. This is Guttorm Berg of Norway. Former Olympic champ Aureyer of France. Egon Schürf of Austria. Olympic champ Stein Eriksen of Norway. Italy's Colò hugs the inside. He has much to defend as world and Olympic downhill champion. He finishes in third place. Here comes Vern Goodwin. He has a close call, handles it like a veteran, and finishes a brilliant sixth among the world's elite. Italy's Lacadeli at high speed catches the right inside edge, makes a half-dozen somersaults without even scratching his skis. This is United States team captain Jack Reddish. Another American, Dick Buick, handles this section very well. Second best of the Americans, running a smart race with a 9th place among the world's best, is Brooks Dodge. Christian Pravda comes like lightning, cuts the corner at top speed, beats club chum and runner-up Molterer by 3 seconds, and sets a new record of 3 minutes, 5.8 seconds. A truly astonishing performance. You're quite a city, Badgastein. Your races, like your architecture, are in the grand manner. And now for something entirely different. A melodrama on skis. Meet the cast. This is the law, the skip-along border patrol, the ski stone cops themselves. Here is our villain, black as the ace of spades with Clister in his heart. And who's this? Why, the hero of our ski opera, the man who always gets his quarry, come powder snow or corn. Mostly corn. But let's start at the beginning.